ESTPs, because they have that TE in their 6 slot, I would kind of be tempted in a certain sense to call TE the just do it function. But I think that, comparatively speaking anyway, it kind of doesn't really occur to them to do something until they're actually ready to do it. So an INFJ can look pretty like, like a cloud with no rain to an ESTP, because we all know about something like, like years and years and years in advance or something. And if you go and tell it to an ESTP, they're like, okay, they're thinking, well, you're about to do it then. And you're not, and you just keep talking and talking. Well, if that was them, then they would have a problem. Speaking of doing something, this may be connected with their NE, but if they go and do something and they do it right away, there's no problem. But if they're going to do something and they like kind of get delayed or something on it, then they can get into this, and in my mind anyway, I associate it with the NE function, and it could be, I don't know, but they'll get into this, caught in this kind of state of not knowing what they want. Do I do it? Do I not do it? Do I do it? Do I not do it? Do I do it? Do I not do it? It's just kind of a interesting thing about them, and like I would kind of like to know more so that I could maybe actually give advice to an ESTP that has that problem. I don't know why that is, but I've definitely seen it, and I kind of have seen it also in ESFPs. So ESTPs, they have the FI for their blind function, and so again, it's pretty weak. It's pretty hard for them to get in touch with that side of themselves. It's pretty faint, and at the same time, they don't really have a very high regard for it. I think that your 7th function, like, I think your strength is also a weakness, and your weakness is also a strength. So I think it really does help them in things that, they just have to do them regardless of how you feel. Imagine how easy a lot of things would be for the rest of us if we had that sometimes. With the ESTPs, what I have noticed is that they can have something that's like bothering them personally, and they don't know what it is. They don't even know anything's bothering them really. And like, I've had it happen with my dad quite a few times, and I'll know what's bothering him, and I'll like say something like ambiguous or something about that or whatever, and then he'll feel fine. I don't think that at a conscious level he even knew that anything had begun, much less ended. So like when I've offended him or something, by accident. It's really interesting. I mean, they really do have the capacity, for like really finer feelings, and all of that INFJs are kind of really famous for, especially on like an artistic level. But they're very, very weak in it. They're not really going to be able to be conscious about it very much, or really be able to interact about it very much. So they're extremely coordinated. They have that SE for their first function. It's really funny because there was a little boy that lived next door that was an ESTP. He was only 6 years old, and he was a really smart little kid, and but he didn't do well in school. I think that ESTPs maybe learn better with hands-on or whatever. But also, I think that he was the younger in the class. You know how some kids, they just turned 6 and other kids have already been 6 the whole time or something, And so I read that they end up putting the younger ones on the attention deficit medication a lot, and so his stepmom had done that. So I was pretty mad over that, because when he was on that medication, he was like, you could ask him a question and just be like, just like look at you and everything. It's just like, but anyway, he saw that, he found out that I rode my bike sometimes, so he was like, can I ride my bike with you? Yes, if he do an activity, So anyway, one time he caught me when I was riding my bike, and I was like, can I ride my bike with you? And so I let him, and he was, I mean, he's only 6 and stuff, but like, he's like going all over the place and like darting near me and going away and all this stuff. I'm an INFJ, so like I'm kind of trying to tune into what's going on with him, and what kind of person he is and all this stuff is what I naturally focus on, you know, without trying. And I have to concentrate when I'm doing this stuff that's interacting with the physical world and stuff. So I just stopped and I was like, okay, listen, please, don't come as close to me as you've been coming, because you're a lot better at this than I am, and I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to run the little kid over or something, you know. So yeah, that's really funny. But he was just really sweet and really caring. And I mean, they really sometimes maybe present ESTBs as like being the opposite of INFJs, and I don't think that's true at all. I think that they really do excel in a different style of love than the INFJ, and that would be the tough love side of it. And you can see that also in the ENTPs. They both have that FI blind spot, and that's kind of the whole point, is you're not supposed to know they're helping you. So anyway, yeah, they can be really helpful. And my dad anyway, he'll like, and that kid and the other person, yeah, I've seen that in quite a few of them, that they just really they want to do things for you, and that's how they like to help you. But as far as the whole tough love thing, like, you're not supposed to know that they're actually helping you when they do that. So I think that would be about it for right now.